Right now, somewhere in the world, a woman is showing a man exactly how she feels about him. Not through a confession, not through a late night text, but through subtle signals in her body that she can't fully control once attraction kicks in. And here's the part most men don't realize. Almost all of them miss it. Over and over again. By the time they understand what was happening, the opportunity is gone. But that doesn't have to be you. There's solid research showing that women communicate romantic interest mostly through nonverbal cues. In fact, studies in evolution and human behavior found that women send multiple nonverbal signals of attraction, often more than a dozen, before the average man even registers one. She's communicating clearly, it's just not in words. And I'll be honest, I've done the exact things I'm about to describe. Most women have. The powerful part? We're usually not even aware of it. These aren't calculated tactics, they're instinctive. The body reacts before the brain fully processes what's happening. The human body is terrible at hiding emotion. Research from Dr. Albert Mehrabian showed that only a small percentage of emotional communication comes from words. Tone and body language carry the majority of the message. So she might be talking about something completely ordinary, but her body could be telling you something very different. The first signal is the neck, not just having it visible, but actively exposing it. When a woman tilts her head slightly during conversation, brushes her hair to one side, or lightly touches the side of her neck, that's significant. The neck is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body. From an evolutionary perspective, exposing it signals trust and comfort. It's a nonverbal way of saying, "I feel safe here." Anthropologists who study nonverbal behavior describe this as a display of openness. It's not about weakness, it's about receptivity. When she angles her neck toward you, she's physically softening in your presence. There's another layer, too. The neck is a major pulse point. Body heat and natural scent are strongest there. So when she touches her neck or adjusts a necklace while talking to you, she may be unconsciously drawing attention to that area. Her nervous system is responding before she even realizes it. Pay attention to repetition. Once might mean nothing. Twice could be coincidence. But if it keeps happening during the same interaction, that's not random. The second signal is even more subtle. The inner wrists. This one surprises most people. When a woman is attracted, she often begins exposing the inside of her wrists without realizing it. Maybe she rests her chin on her hand with her wrist turned upward. Maybe her palms face up while she gestures. Maybe her hands sit on the table with the soft underside visible. The inner wrist is another vulnerable pulse point. Thin skin, visible veins, high sensitivity. In body language research, showing the inner wrist is categorized as an openness display. When someone feels defensive, they close off. Arms cross, fists tighten. Wrists turn inward to protect the soft side. But when there's comfort and attraction, the body opens. Research has found that women show more open palm and wrist gestures during early romantic interest compared to neutral interactions. And like the neck, the wrists are classic fragrance points. There's a reason perfume is traditionally applied there. Warmth plus thin skin helps project scent. So when her wrists subtly turn toward you, her body may be amplifying her presence without conscious intent. I once heard a story from a friend who went on a first date and didn't think much of it. Later, she saw a photo from that night. Both her wrists were resting upward on the table, fully open toward him. She laughed when she noticed it because she hadn't realized how physically open she looked. Her body had already leaned in before her mind caught up. Now, let's talk about the third signal, her legs. And this isn't about clothing, it's about direction and positioning. When someone is interested, their body tends to orient toward what they want. Feet and knees often point directly at the person they're drawn to. Even in a group setting, you'll notice this. Her upper body might be angled casually, but if her legs and feet stay directed at you, that's focus. When attraction isn't present, the body subtly angles away. It creates exits. But when she's engaged, her lower body aligns with you. It's one of the clearest indicators of where her attention truly is. None of these signals exist in isolation. But when you start seeing them together, neck exposure, wrist openness, body alignment, you're witnessing instinct in motion. This isn't about overanalyzing every gesture. It's about awareness. The body speaks fluently. Most men just haven't learned the language. Once you do, you'll start seeing things you can't unsee. Conversations will feel different. Moments will make more sense. And instead of realizing too late that she was interested, you'll recognize it while it's happening. There are 3 things her legs are always revealing, whether she realizes it or not. Let's start with direction, because this is the most dependable clue. Former FBI behavioral expert Joe Navarro, who spent over 2 decades analyzing body language in criminal cases, has said again and again that the feet and legs are the most truthful parts of the body. People learn to manage their facial expressions. They control their hands. But almost no one pays attention to what their legs are doing. That's why the lower body rarely lies. If she's drawn to you, her feet will naturally angle toward you. Even in a group. Even if she's turned slightly to speak with someone else. Look down. Where are her toes pointing? If they're aimed at you, her subconscious has already leaned in your direction. And that's a very good sign. Now, pay attention to how she crosses her legs. If she's sitting and the top leg is angled toward you, that's powerful. She's literally positioning her body your way. But if that top leg points away, that's distance. It's a subtle barrier, a quiet way of creating space. There's also what I call the restless leg response. Attraction activates the nervous system. Adrenaline rises, dopamine kicks in, and that energy often shows up physically. A slight bounce, a gentle sway, shifting her weight from one hip to the other. If she seems a little fidgety below the waist, don't assume she's bored. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes her body is reacting to you. One of the boldest signals, and one backed by research, is the slow cross and uncross of her legs. Psychologist Monica Moore, who logged more than 2,000 hours studying flirting behavior in social settings, identified this as one of the strongest nonverbal courtship cues. When a woman slowly crosses and uncrosses her legs during conversation with someone she's attracted to, it's often an unconscious way of drawing attention. It's her body speaking without words. And yes, every woman reading this just replayed a few memories in her head. We've all done it. Now, let's talk about the final and most powerful area, her torso, the front of her body, her stomach, her chest, the center of her frame. This isn't about fantasy, it's about orientation. When a woman feels comfortable, safe, and interested, she will face you directly, not halfway, not with one shoulder blocking her center, fully squared up. And that matters more than most people realize. The front of the body protects the vital organs, the heart, the lungs, the most vulnerable parts of us. From an evolutionary standpoint, exposing that area requires trust. It's why armor covers the front. It's why self-defense training focuses on guarding the center line. Turning your full torso towards someone is a biological statement. Research from Princeton University found that full body orientation is one of the strongest nonverbal indicators of interest. People who felt attraction shifted into a direct frontal stance within minutes. Those who didn't stayed angled or sideways. And when she's both comfortable and attracted, she may highlight that area without thinking. Adjusting her shirt, lightly touching her stomach, resting a hand on her hip, leaning forward so her upper body moves closer to yours. Behavioral scientists call these ventral displays. Showing the front of the body signals trust and openness. I remember standing at a birthday party a few years ago. There was a man across the circle who completely caught my attention. I wasn't even talking to him directly. But later, when I saw a group photo, everyone else was slightly angled, except me. My entire torso was pointed straight at him, locked in. Meanwhile, I was mid-conversation with someone else. My body had already chosen. That's how strong this signal is. It bypasses logic. It ignores social scripts. The center of her body tells the truth, even when she's trying to stay composed. And here's the key. These signals rarely show up alone. When a woman is genuinely attracted, they cluster together. She exposes her neck. Her wrists are open. Her legs point toward you. Her torso faces you fully. The more of these cues happening at once, the stronger the interest. In her research, Monica Moore found that women who displayed 4 or more nonverbal courtship signals in a short window were approached nearly 4 times more often than those who showed fewer. And they weren't being dramatic. No loud gestures, no obvious theatrics, just subtle shifts most people dismiss as random movement. But it's never random. Every small touch, every angle, every shift is part of a biological pattern that's been shaping human connection for thousands of years. The signals haven't disappeared. Most people just stopped noticing them. Now you can notice. You know what to look for. When you see her tilt her head, open her wrists, angle her legs your way, and square her body toward you, you'll understand something she might not consciously realize yet. She's interested. But here's the part that matters. Recognizing attraction is only half the story. The real question is timing, knowing when she actually wants you to lean in. Because too many men hesitate. They sense it, they feel it, but they wait. And by the time they act, the moment has faded. That's why I created the next video on relationships empowered. It's called She Won't Say It, But Her Body Already Did. 6 Signs. If these 4 body cues reveal attraction, those 6 signs tell you she's ready right now. Missing them is how great connections slip away. It's on your screen. Watch it. Because the worst thing you can do with everything you just learned is see the signals and do nothing.